A little bit earlier on with Home Affairs Minister Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi. SABC News reporter Khayelihle Khumalo is standing by with him. A very good afternoon to Khayelihle. Just give us an update of what happened and let us know what the minister is saying.
Well, of course, sensing a very comprehensive briefing by Minister Motsoaledi, looking at the timelines in terms of the registration and, of course, the identification of Thabo Bester and, of course, Dr. Magudumana. But in essence, what has been discovered by the department is the issue that the only linkage that they do find is the date of birth where Thabo Bester went to school, but also apart from that, in terms of the national population registrar, the name has not been discovered. But the minister joins us now to elucidate further. Minister, thank you so much indeed for your time. A very complex case that you have at this particular point in time. But in terms of the identification, what more can you tell us about Mr. Bester and Dr. Magudumana?
No, let me correct. It's not only about the school. The school was just in addition. We identified Thabo's existence at the source, and the source is at birth, where he was born. The mother insisted that he's the son. We were not believing her before, because Thabo's name does not appear on the list of her children in the National Population Register. Now she explained why that happened, but she referred us to Chris Hani Baragwanath Hospital and said, this is my son. I gave birth to him there on the 13th of June, 1986. So indeed, we went to Chris Hani Baragwanath Hospital, into their archives of 37 years ago, and we found Thabo there, born on that day by a lady called Macy Bester. So they were even sharing surnames, and the mother is no longer using that surname, and she has been able to explain that she herself did not register Thabo for a birth certificate or any, because she herself was not registered. She only got registered in 2002 as a mother to take a birth certificate and ID. She was already 37, and she was registered by her aunt, who is Mabaso. Her own mother could not register her because the employers were not giving her permission to go out and visit Home Affairs. She was always at work because she was a domestic worker. So that's exactly what she has told us. So now we then realize that, yes, Thabo is real and is Thabo Bester, only that the mother took the aunt's name. Then the mother decided, after her being registered, that she's going to register her own kids, who are younger than Thabo, 3 of them. Unfortunately, 1 of them is late. She also registered them under Mabaso, which is the same name she took for her aunt. But Thabo remained Thabo Bester, and Thabo could not be registered because he was nowhere to be found. He disappeared that very same year, according to the mother. And then she told us the school he attended to confirm some of the things she told us. We went to that school and found that Thabo registered there on the 14th of January 1997, and he stayed there until 2002, which is the year in which he disappeared, and he left that school doing standard 5. And the mother said he only came across him again in 2011 when he was arrested.
And as for Dr. Magudumana, Minister, you indicated that at some point in 2002, last year, she went to Zimbabwe via Byte Bridge.
2022.
Yes, 2022, I beg your pardon. And then she used Tambo coming back to the country safely. But of course, trying to provide clarity about some of the travel documents that they were in possession of, that they were not stamped.
The passport you are talking about of Dr. Magudumana is a legal passport. We gave her a passport, and it has not even expired. The passport we gave her is still very valid until 2027. And so we are saying, through our movement control system, we detected that on the 9th of May last year, 2022, she used it to cross Byte Bridge. We don't know where she was going to, but she crossed Byte Bridge. We don't usually ask people where they are going to when they cross our borders, as long as they've got the correct documents and identification. She crossed. Then 3 days later, she came back, no longer via Beit Bridge, but via OR Tambo International Airport. That was on the 12th of May last year. She came back into the country using that passport. Since that time, that passport was never used anywhere until we found it in Tanzania.
Another issue of interest, Minister. All right, you want to continue?
Yes, we found it in Tanzania, in her possession, and she's the owner, but she never used it to cross any borders. We then also found her in possession of 2 other passports, which belongs to another doctor, this Dr. Merek Nanchi, yes. And one of the passports had actually expired last year, but she's giving it. The other passport, we have just issued it to this other doctor in 2019. It only expires in 2029. She was carrying them, but she never used them. So we still don't know exactly why she's carrying, what she was carrying them for.
Just before I let you go, Minister, another issue of interest, while we have you, you reiterated that the issue of the Guptas, they are still in possession of the South African passport purely because of the citizenship that they have.
Yes, indeed. There is a section in the Constitution that no citizen may be deprived of a passport, of their passport or their citizenship. Now, they were given citizenship, which, as you know, was proven by a parliamentary committee to have been irregularly issued. And the officials who issued that citizenship were taken through a DC process as such because it was irregular. But his citizenship was never taken away. And as long as you are a citizen, you deserve a passport. The only one who we could not issue a passport to was Atul Gupta, when he said his passport has expired. We refused to issue a passport because we said you are on the run. You are a fugitive from justice. You don't deserve a passport. He rushed to court and said, but I'm still a citizen. And the court agreed with us that no, we can't give a citizen, a person who is a fugitive from justice, the same benefits that other law-abiding citizens are benefiting from. And so we didn't give him any copy. So if it gets full, he can't use it. But we have not withdrawn it. Now the question is, now that the UAE has refused with the extradition, we need to sit together with justice and even other legal gurus and DERCO to decide whether it's wise to take the citizenship away. Because you can't take that passport away without taking the citizenship. You have got to start with the citizenship. Is it wise while they are still negotiating extradition? Because they never told us it's over. They just told us UAE has refused. So that's where we are. And yes, they do have passport, but if Adul's passport is full, there's nothing he can do. He can't travel.
All right, of course, Nzinga, that's Home Affairs Minister Dr. Motsoaledi, really talking about the critical issues and, of course, in light of the deportation of Thabo Bester from Tanzania to South Africa alongside the accomplice, Dr. Magudumana.